It's just a trope that we say about black people, that we wouldn't do this, but we would. You know, you put a black family in Poltergeist.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
you know what I mean? And like, I'm sorry, my child got sucked into the closet.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to...
I'm not leaving. My child went into the house.
Hi, welcome to Screen Dreams. I'm Catherine Corcoran.
And I'm James A. Janisse.
And this time we are joined by Tracie Thoms. We are so excited to dive in with her on her real life nightmares and fears and find out what actually terrifies her. Tracie is a legend. She is an actress. She's a singer. She's kind of a jack of all trades. I've personally been a huge fan for years, so I was really excited when you were coming on the show.
That's nice.
I have to tell you, and I was telling Barbara this prior, when I was in high school, I did a pre-college program through NYU, and they had us do the Exonerated. Oh, wow. And so I went to the New York Performing Arts Library and watched your performance off Broadway of that show.
It was me?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There were so many different people doing it.
But I've watched that performance over and over and over again, and it's such a special show to me. I know it's like an obscure reference, but it's such a special show to me because it was the first time my mother cried when she watched a performance of mine, and she came over and she said, I wasn't crying because I was proud. And I looked at her and she goes, I was crying because I believed you. Oh. Which is like arguably
I guess. Right? I mean, I did my job, but like,
I think
the disclaimer was interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
you could also be proud.
You could also be proud that you believed me.
Yeah.
My poor mom, I'm throwing her under the bus.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. Sometimes parents are like that.
I didn't clarify.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of you. I just believed you.
I'm not proud of you, but I think it was the first time she was like, she could be good at this.
She might be able to be, which seems to me would be proud.
I feel like that should translate into pride. But,
hey, it's fine. She was emotional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was emotional at the time.
But did you start in theater? Because you went to Julliard, correct?
Yeah.
So you were in the New York theater scene for some time.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I've been doing theater since I was about 9. And I just love it. You know what I mean? And it was one of those things when I went to school, I thought I was just going to do theater probably for the rest of my life. I didn't really think I was going to be able to do TV and film because I didn't really see a lot of people look like me at the time. Now there's lots of people who look like me, but which is great. Yeah. But at the time it was like, the Cosby Show or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of stuff for little black girls to do, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, well, I'll just do theater, you know what I mean? And I taught myself to sing and like literally taught myself to sing, just imitated people I liked. I did a lot of In Vogue, singing In Vogue in my room. And
so no lessons, it was just self-taught?
Well, kind of like singing class, but not like
private
lessons or like really going to make you a vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of just focused on it and just.
Do you remember your first stage performance or play or musical when you were 9?
Well, when I was 9, I was in acting class, so we did like a recital.
Okay.
But then our class, we ended up doing Babes in Toyland at the Lyric Opera House in Baltimore, and I was like one of the kids who ran around and did like Hickory Dickory Dock. Yeah. You know, that was my little solo. I just come out and dance the Hickory Dickory Dock. So I guess that would be my big debut.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I just kind of kept doing it. I kept trying to stop doing it, and I couldn't. Because I was like, I'm not going to be successful at this. I really thought I was just going to do it as a hobby. And then it just kept pulling me back in.
What were you going to do instead?
Yeah.
If I was not, if I was on, well, I went to Howard University first. And I was a radio, TV, film major first. And my father worked at PBS. He was like, why? You're not like us. You're not like a filmmaker. I'm like, well, I'm just trying to, be well-rounded. He's like, you're just acting out of fear. You're afraid that you're not going to be successful. So you're doing something you're not really interested in just because you're afraid you're going to fail. Don't do that. So I was like, oh, okay. And I switched my major. But I guess if I was doing something completely different, I'd probably go into psychiatry or something like that, which is similar, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's just like,
exploring the
I
human
know a lot
condition.
of actors who say that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
I do love that your safe option was filmmaking.
Was filmmaking,
Yeah.
I know, which is like, no.
Yeah, I expected like some kind of business there.
Well, you feel like you're in control. You're like, I know how to make a film. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even know anything about like raising the money and getting the equipment and
Yeah.
putting together the crew and blah, blah, blah. You don't even think about
Yeah.
that. You're like, I could just like point and shoot something and like be in control and cast myself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. But no, I didn't do that. Thank God.
So what was the moment where you were like, at that conversation with your father,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then that was the
it.
Julliard audition?
No, that was just me changing my major from radio,
okay.
TV, film to fine arts at
Okay.
Howard. And then my final year at Howard, actually the summer between my junior year and my senior year at Howard, I went to study Shakespeare at Oxford at the British American Drama Academy.
Wow.
And it just really just unlocked a whole nother thing for me. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. I really love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I auditioned for Julliard that year and I got it.
Nice.
Incredible.
And then I went.
How long is the program at Juilliard? Like,
4
how long
years.
is-
It's
Oh,
another-
another 4 years?
4
Yeah.
years. I could be
Wow.
a full-on doctor. But no,
Jeez.
I'm an actor.
He's a doctor of acting.
Exactly.
I- I'm a doctor of acting
That's right.
I play one on television.
on TV. Oddly enough, I play very few doctors. I
Really?
play nurses more than doctors. It's just it's just something about me.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
think about me as a nurse, but not really as a doctor.
Maybe it's
It's my warmth.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say nurses are considered
It's my
more
nurturing
Yeah.
and my
warmth
warmth.
and
That's
loving.
what it is.
So
Yeah.
Arguably, I think the nurses are often sometimes the more well-versed than the doctors are because they're the ones with the hands-on experience.
Yeah, doctors come in there very cold and it's
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever,
nurses
you
have to be
know.
the people.
Yeah, have to really
Mhm.
understand what's going on
Yeah.
intimately, you know?
Mhm.
It makes a lot of sense. I also can't believe you never had any vocal training. I mean, like, I'm like theater girl geeking out here. Like the high note you hit in Rent
Yeah.
is unreal. Like, you know, like teenage girls across the world aspire to hit that note.
Yeah. It's very high. And yeah, it's like this was the beginning, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then when I went to my theater programs, there were singing classes
Yeah.
then, you know,
Yeah.
and it was more like one-on-one singing, but it was still in front of a class of people. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, you know, I could have privates in school, but it wasn't like my major was vocal,
Yeah.
you know, performance. My major was acting, and my major was acting, not musical theater.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You know, not that there's no musical theater program at Julliard. It's
yeah,
just you
it's
pick one or
just-
the other. Like Audra McDonald did vocal performance, you know,
Oh,
she
wow.
didn't do theater. You got to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, but even still, we had singing for actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we had a class. You know, basically in the 80s and the 90s, it was just like belt and be loud.
Yeah.
Basically was what the focus was then.
Yeah.
It wasn't like legit singing. We weren't like doing Oscar and Hammerstein. We were just like,
Mm-hmm.
just do like Les Mis and belt it out there. A lot of
Oh.
Annie in the
Yeah.
80s. A lot of
Yeah.
little kids just, the sun will come out. Just sing loud, you know.
Yeah.
And I figured out how to be loud.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that got me far, honestly. But when I booked Rent, I auditioned for Rent for like 8 years,
Wow.
like 9 times over 8 years, and kept being told no.
Oh wow.
And
For various stage productions.
yeah,
or?
yeah,
Okay,
for like
yeah.
they kept calling me back. Like
Yeah.
they would, you know, cast it, and like a year later, the contracts would be up. And they're like, hey, come in again. you
Yeah.
know? And within that time, I went to Julliard. So audition, didn't get it. Got into Julliard.
Yeah.
though.
Arguably the more challenging audition.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm really grateful it happened because
Yeah.
I had no technique. I would just shredded my voice if I got
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And then I graduated from Julliard a couple years later, auditioned for the movie, and got the movie, and then did it on Broadway later.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So you did
that's
the
so
movie
interesting.
first.
Did the movie first, and then I
Okay.
did the closing cast on Broadway.
And do you think you finally got the part for that because of the training and just more experience that you had, or do you think
but
something
also
changed
I
on the
just
other
aged
side?
into it because like
Yeah.
my role was Joanne, and Joanne is the lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And I just looked really young. And they were
Yeah.
like, we just, you know, later when I finally booked it, you know, Brittany
Yeah.
Telsey was like, you were always going to get it at some point. It was just, you were just too young.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But in the show, I said all that to say, in the show, Joanne does not sing the high note. She doesn't sing that song.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
So in the movie, I already booked the movie, and they're like, oh, by the way,
We've rewritten it.
we might have you sing the high C. And I'm like, what? You know, so I had to work on it. So, you know, in between me booking it and doing it, I got a coach, and we worked like every week. We worked, you know, so by the time we did the movie, I was like ready.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I did that myself.
Yeah. So you had to build up just for that one note.
And I was like,
yeah, wow.
Let me make sure I'm not, you know, hurting myself or that I feel confident singing these songs. You know? So, you know, then we rehearsed for 6 weeks before we shot anything. So,
yeah.
Was that your transition from theater into film?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'd done some little like independence before then, but yeah, that was my first big movie. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, it's one of those things that just, and I mean, I'm sure you're told this all the time, but it just shaped so many young women, and I think, you know, people of color, queer people's experience. For me, it was kind of a generational defining thing, because it was one of the first times, like, not only did I identify with characters on screen, but I also wanted to be part of that community. I think that was like the time I was like, I'm moving to New York. This is what I want.
I want to dance on tables in a bar.
Yeah, 100%. And like,
I want to throw flaming pieces of paper off the balcony. Yeah.
Let's do it. Artist life. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, it does glamorize it like quite a bit, but like
fire escapes and fire.
I will say, like, my experience in New York was probably not that we were like throwing things on fire off the fire escape, but like it was, my apartment often was not insulated in Brooklyn for a long time living in New York City. It also rained inside often. I mean, like, it wasn't, it wasn't that far off.
Not that far off. Yeah, I mean, there's a dignity to struggle in New York that we don't really have out here in LA. LA is like, where do you live though?
Yeah.
You know, New York is like 6 of us in an apartment. Like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I missed that about New York. I missed that like young grinding artist thing that we all had when we got there. You know what I mean? Even when I was in school, we were like, okay, we need roommates. How many? For sure. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but Rent changed my life too when I saw it. I saw it on Broadway. I saw the original cast, and I was like crying, and I wasn't like a crier.
Yeah.
And last time that it happened like was Les Mis.
Yeah.
And I was like, generally like an ice queen. I was like, no, you know, and I was like, oh my God, what is this happening to me?
Yeah.
Why am I crying? Why is my face leaking? And I just wanted to be in it. I wanted to do anything I could to be in the show.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, thanks. No.
Oh, yeah.
You're cute. No, come back in here. And I finally got it. It was crazy, you know, and then to do it with the original cast was like, you kidding me? I was terrified.
But
Speaking
incredible.
Of nightmares, terrified.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm doing it with who?
Yeah. Did you actually have real
Yeah.
nightmares about like waking
Well, yeah,
up
it was
from...
terrifying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I didn't know if they would be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
When I, you know, because I'm like, I am new.
I bet, yeah.
You know, no one knew who I was. I had never done a Broadway musical. I'd done one Broadway play, but it wasn't really well received and didn't last very long. So I was just like, "Hi guys, my name," you know. And I was like, I think I was in the middle of rehearsal when Anthony Rapp walked in the door, and I was like, you know, he was like, "Hi, I'm Anthony." I'm like, I know. I know, you know. So
do you think that all that was inward? Do you think that there was some kind of external judgment from them, or do you think that was all just like in your
I think
head
they were
about
just
it?
like, who is this girl? I mean, they weren't like angry about it because they understood, you know what I mean? Because Freddie was a little older than the rest of the cast from the get-go.
Yeah.
So by the time they did the movie, she had just aged out of it, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Anthony came in, he was like, hey, whatever. It's like, hey, let's do some Tango Marine. I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, you know, so I'm singing with him. He's like, this is weird. Very weird. Fucking weird. You know, he's like doing this thing. And I'm like, you know. But as I'm singing, he's going,
oh, that's gotta feel good.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you know, I was like, I think he likes it. I think he likes it. He's
yeah,
like, okay.
by the end of that experience, did you feel
like,
fully acclimated?
Yeah, and then they took me out to dinner. You know, he and Adam Pascal took me out to dinner. And they're like, we just want to take you out to tell you that we're happy you're here.
Great.
I don't want you to feel like ever that you don't fit in or that we're secretly wishing Freddie was here. We love Freddie.
Yeah.
But
it's so nice that they took
they
that
did.
effort to
they really did. They took
you.
me out and I was in the back seat like the kid. You know, they were
how
very,
old were
very
you
sweet.
when you were doing that?
I was like 29, you know, but I was younger than they were.
Yeah.
Just by a couple of years. I was a little younger than they were. And then Rosario was younger than me.
Yeah.
But you know, Rosario's her character was 19 in the show, so she had to be young.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
And I think though that's such a universal thing, right? This fear of this imposter syndrome
Of
fear.
course.
You know, I think some of the best advice I've ever gotten was someone said you never arrive. Like you win the Oscar and it becomes about when do you get the next Oscar.
Yeah.
Ha-
Or,
you know-
are you going to get another job after that?
Yeah. And every time you walk in to a new environment with a group of people who already know each other and have worked with each other, it's this whole other like, am I good enough thing?
For sure. I have a crippling imposter syndrome and stage fright.
Really?
It's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, why don't you sing all the time? I'm like, because it terrifies me. I'm like, it scares me. And I will do karaoke all day long.
Wow.
But like, hey, will you come and sing at this event? And I'm like, what day is it? You know, it's terrifying.
Oh wow. How do you like push through that?
I just have to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Just like jump off the bridge kind of.
yeah. I mean, you know, and a lot of it is preparation. And the more prepared you are, the more, you know, I used to sing around town all the time, but the more you go without doing it, the scarier it becomes.
Of course,
you know?
yeah.
So like right now it's just scary because I haven't done it in a while. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's weird. People like it's a strange thing to be afraid of, but it's like I have crippling stage fright
Wow.
when I have to sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you much more comfortable just acting?
Yeah,
no
well, I think
singing?
because
Yeah.
my degrees are in acting, I feel
More
like, well,
experience
even if
and-
I get afraid, I'm like, got those degrees are on my wall.
Have
Yeah.
that doctorate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a very tangible thing. Being
Doctorate,
like, I can do this.
PhD in acting.
Exactly.
I have no degrees in singing.
Yeah. It's like, you can like hype yourself up into some sort of.
I just remind myself, you know what you're doing. You've trained
Yeah.
this, you
Yeah.
know what you're doing. But singing is like, you're still like, let's hope something comes out.
Yeah.
Well, it's also, I feel like singing is also a scary thing where it can really change as you age, you know?
Yeah.
Acting is something that you should be able to do.
You get better with age.
Exactly, with
Your,
experience.
your
and-
voice changes as you
It
know,
does.
as you get older. Sometimes it's for the better. Sometimes it's for like, well, can't hit those notes anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has seen a band where it's like, oh man, they
Ooh.
don't sound like they used to, and it's
Yeah.
sometimes you can't avoid that.
Yeah, you can't. You got to just take them for what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Have you found that? Look, I know you said it's been a while since you've sung, but have you found, like,
yeah, the voice changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My voice is just deeper now.
mhm.
You know, I hear my young self. I'm like, oh, that's a baby voice. It's just like
Yeah.
pingy, and it's like I'm singing up here, and I'm like,
Oh.
you know.
Oh, that's so
you know.
interesting. Are you critical of your performances looking back at them? Like, I can't watch myself back.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Everyone
Yeah.
is, yeah.
We all are. In a moment, you're like, oh, I think I did a good job there, or I accomplished what I was trying to accomplish in that moment. And the other moment's like, oh God, what was I doing?
I just feel like every time you get better, it doesn't matter how many times you do it, every time you learn something new. Every
Yeah.
time there's a new set of challenges. So I hate watching myself back because it's like, oh, but I wish I'd known this.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That was
You know?
before I knew
Yeah.
better.
And
you
by the
know?
time
Yeah.
something comes out, particularly on film, like TV, it's a little faster, but particularly on film, it's like sometimes years.
Mhm.
Sometimes years, and you're like, oh, I remember that day of shooting. This is
Yeah.
what was going on in my life that day. This was going on set that day.
Yeah.
Which is all affecting you.
Which is all affecting
obviously.
you. Can see it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know.
And then you're a big genre fan too, right?
Mhm.
That's what are your top three?
My top 3 horror
Yeah.
films of all time.
Top 3 is better than like what's your favorite.
I know,
At
I'm
least you
trying to
can
give her
kinda narrow it
something,
down.
you know?
Well,
Yeah.
favorite,
Yeah.
people just come up with a favorite.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my favorite is
Yeah.
Halloween, you know. which
that
like-
yours?
yeah.
Halloween.
It's the OG.
It's the OG, but it also changed everything for me.
Yeah.
But, God, I love so many. I love The Exorcist.
Mhm.
I love The Exorcist. It's really stellar. But I love Evil Dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can't even do top 3. I love so many of them.
Yeah.
Do you like original Evil Dead more than Evil Dead 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was watching Evil Dead 2 just the other day.
Yeah.
Again. And it's just so fun. I mean,
It
you see
is.
Bruce Campbell just like do his thing, but it's less scary. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Linda's dead in 3 minutes. And I'm like,
It's like, what? I feel like with sequels, they kind of just have fun because you know it works, so you can just
you
kind
can.
of,
It's more
like-
slick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like have more money.
that first
Yeah.
one feels like a snuff film, man.
That- it
it's,
does.
It's and especially now it's different on Blu-ray and HD, but watching VHSs of that thing where it felt like you shouldn't be watching it.
Evil Dead. There's a handful of horror movies that gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
And that is one of them. And I saw it at a co-ed pajama party, and we were all sitting there. So we're all in our pajamas, boys and girls watch it first time watch it, and like something happened when I tell you this dude got up, hurdled the couch, ran out the front door and down the street. He was like, nope.
Was this in like high school or
This
college?
was in high school.
Okay,
It was in high school, and he was gone. I don't know if he came back.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he came back or not. Well, like, did he just run home?
Did he come back ever?
I don't think he came back. I've
Like
seen that
ever?
happen
Like
twice.
he was gone for the rest of the semester. Kind of
No,
thing?
no, he didn't go to school with me. He went. He was a friend of my friend who
Okay.
went.
So
went
he
to
may
school
have
with.
never come back.
He may have never been seen again.
Yeah.
Ever.
The Deadites might have gotten him.
Yeah, he was not having it at all, and I can't remember what part it was. I do remember that happened once in the movie theater with Halloween Part 4, I think.
Okay.
Which one? I think was it Part 4 when they went to the school?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And he came around the corner in the
Uh-huh.
school. I remember he came around the corner, and this dude got up, ran out of the theater, and did not come back.
That's like near the end of the movie too.
Yes.
He
He
made it so far
He
in.
was like,
Yeah.
no, that is quite enough. And it made it worse. He done all white. So
Yeah.
everybody saw him run. And he just waited in the lobby.
Wow.
He just sitting in the lobby like, I'm sure it was great. I was
Yeah.
done. I had my fill.
Have you ever
Michael
worked on a
Myers.
project where people have left, like maybe the Tarantino projects or anything like that?
No, the Tarantino, it's not scary.
It's
really.
like gross though.
A
I
little
feel like,
bit.
Mm.
you know,
But
he
like,
does
the
the,
leg
like-
pops off. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's it. Well, that one, there's
it.
the face. Vanessa Ferlito gets her face ripped off by a tire. But but after that, it's pretty mild.
Yeah, that's true.
It's that one moment of carnage.
Just gotta
Yeah.
get through that. Yeah.
Just got to get through that. By that time, it's like, then you're
And
like,
then
oh,
they're like,
well,
well,
what
we're
happened
already
here?
here.
Blah, 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 blah. They're in the hospital, What I mean? Marley Shelton is being attitudinal, whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, no, I don't think anybody ran out of that. No. I don't know anybody was like, I had to leave. It was too much. No.
Other than maybe just having to pee because that was the second of the two films.
That's true.
I saw that at
was
midnight,
the
I
second half
think.
of the second film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a undertaking
Mhm.
Yeah.
that those guys were doing.
With all the trailers in between too.
Trailers,
Some of those
yeah.
are real like full-fledged
I
movies
know.
now.
Thanksgiving is coming out.
Yeah, I just watched Hobo with a Shotgun last night.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh
or
my
2
God.
nights ago. Yeah.
Did you like it?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
It's a
Yeah.
whole
They
lot.
have to be.
Yeah, that
Like
genre,
Machete
the
had to be
exploitation.
made
Yeah.
right then. I was like, Machete. Of
Yeah.
course. It had to be
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
like, I want to see Don't. I wanna
Don't.
go,
Yeah, don't.
If you are thinking of opening this door, don't. I just want to see that movie.
That also kind of reminds me of like of Jordan Peele's stuff, because you talked about how you didn't see a lot of people like you on screen, and so you thought perhaps there wasn't a career for you.
Yeah.
I feel like in early genre work there's even less. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Did you
I mean,
find?
it's still a problem.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
Because right now, a lot of horror with Black people in it are about Blackness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, we did that. Can we
Mhm.
just have a ghost?
Mhm.
Can we just be in a slasher film? Can we be
Yeah.
in a regular horror movie? But I think it becomes problematic because there's okay, this is kind of deep, but there is this idea about Black people, particularly Black American people, that we have such a history of trauma in this country that our fight or flight instinct is very in tuned.
Uh-huh.
So that's why Black people are always like, nope,
Mhm.
I wouldn't go in that house. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. So it gets challenging for people to put Black people in a situation that we would believably be in.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like the old Eddie Murphy skit, which is where Get Out comes from.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy's like, Black people wouldn't do that. They walk in the
Yeah.
house and like, oh, this place is lovely, it's so beautiful. Get out. Too bad we can't stay. You know what I mean? Too bad we can't stay. Where Get Out came
Yeah.
from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That title. So, I mean, so it's a challenge, to figure out what are the circumstances under which we believe,
As an audience.
as an audience,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Black people would be in a situation. Like, we don't investigate strange noises in our house without a weapon.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Things like that. That's the idea of Black people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it gets hard to do a horror movie with Black people, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that's all bullshit.
You can say it.
Can we curse on this?
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think so.
We're all
right?
shut down.
We just can't do it in the first 7 minutes. That's like the rule.
No, for 7
Oh.
seconds,
7
literally.
seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
Doesn't like
oh,
that.
yeah, because I've been kind of clean. Kind of.
Yeah,
No.
no
Actually
need
kinda
to.
fucking
Dirty it
proud of
up.
Yeah, you're welcome to. Yeah, that is so
Interesting.
fascinating. I never thought about it like that. That is why, and that is my privilege. I never thought that is why it's not believable. Is because
Well,
you're
I've had to
already
think
guarded.
about it a lot.
Yeah.
I've had to think about it a lot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because we're always kind of like, what's that? What's going on? You
Yeah.
know, because we're like used to like being in trouble or being hunted by whether it be cops or
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean? So, which is why I think it's very convenient to kill black people quickly in movies because like once they know something's wrong,
Mm-hmm.
They're leaving.
they're like, I'm out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
you have to kill them before they know something's wrong.
Yeah.
We did it. Now they're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's just certain cultures culturally,
Yeah.
and also black people as a culture, generally speaking, tend to be superstitious and tend to be very like either they come from the church or or even ancient African religions. You know, we believe in the spirit world. We
Yeah.
believe in things. So this is all obviously a generalization because it's not true for everybody, but there's certain activities that generally speaking black people have not historically talked about doing, like camping.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like, let's go sleep in the woods
Yeah.
because we want to.
Yeah.
Because it seems fun. It's something that we just generally met
Yeah.
as we evolve and as we get more,
Yeah.
exposed to things. I know several black people who camp now, but growing up, it wasn't something that we can go camping, but the car is right here.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
kind of like right next to the car at a campsite
Mm-hmm.
with a little pull off, and we're right here, and the bathroom is over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not like roughing it in the woods and like building fires and like, but. But I think that's changing. I think as we all evolve as a culture and as a country and a world, we are more exposed to things. And,
Yeah.
and we learn more about things, and we learn more about the nuances of groups of people. So hopefully that will reflect in genre films.
I'm definitely
coming,
seeing it in
you know?
like sci-fi.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, you talked about Ripley with Alien. I think a woman of color playing Ripley in a version of that franchise would be unbelievable.
See my Halloween costume after the strike when I posted.
No, I think, but that is something that's also a criticism that comes up is people will be like, oh, but it's not accurate to the source material. Like they say that about like the Game of Thrones spin-offs. And it's like, well, please come on, there are flying dragons. What source material are we pulling from here?
Listen, I was in Annie, and Annie was black, and people were really upset.
Really?
Yeah, and they were like, Annie's white. She's a little white girl with red. Annie's not real. Annie's a fictitious character.
And it's
she
also
could be whatever.
It's also a thing where people are pointing to the source material while ignoring the time of when that source material was made, where it's
Yeah.
like, obviously they were white in the source material because that's all, like all roles were.
Yeah, like Ariel and the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People lost their minds.
Oh
didn't
my
they?
God, that was so
They
ridiculous. But
lost their
Poor Hallie,
shit.
man. Yeah.
But she powered through, and she
Yeah.
was glorious.
Yeah.
And she was brilliant. And those videos, again, I think that's what makes it so worthwhile. And that's really what I love about the genre community is seeing those little girls
Mhm.
and seeing adult women and adult men feeling this emotion about this character that they could
Yeah.
identify with, that they had grown up loving, but felt that they could never
and
experience
I
in
think
that way.
representation is something that it's like a buzzword right now. Representation matters or whatever, but like what I said earlier,
Yeah.
like, did I think I could be like a movie star? No, because I
Yeah.
didn't see anybody look like me.
Yeah.
I just kind of kept going, and when I would, book things, I'm like, okay, cool. But if I say, hey, I want to be in a rom-com, I want to be like the rom-com girl, they're like, oh, no, you're the friend.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe as the
Yeah.
friend.
You could be
yeah.
the best friend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada, but like
Mhm.
we don't do rom-coms with black girls
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
black people. We don't do it unless it was like the whole thing was black,
Yeah.
and then it becomes a black movie.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then we have like Love Jones or Love and Basketball or whatever. This
Yeah.
is like, there's a lot of white people haven't seen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not
Love
for
and
us.
Basketball is a
Yeah.
great film.
Yeah, but it's just really interesting because once you put people of color of any color, then it becomes a niche movie, and a lot of times people don't think they're universal. They think they're like inside baseball
Yeah.
movies. I mean, they're not. They're just about like boy meets girl, boy, they meet cute.
Yeah.
They fumble around. They
Universal
figure it out. They
experiences.
break up. It's terrible.
Yeah.
They get back together in the rain and they kiss and they roll credits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the same as a formula.
But that is what I love about, like, again, like the genre community is like, it's kind of like they'll do it first.
Yeah.
Genre and sci-fi, fantasy, all that, they'll do it first because there are no rules.
Right.
We make the rules, so we can decide. So I do love that, and I think that that's really powerful. What would you like to see if we talked Ripley, but if there was another, big horror franchise, would it be like a Black religious horror? Would it be another like franchise that you'd want?
Well, it's
to see?
interesting because I just saw The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The Exorcist, and that's interesting to see a little black girl be possessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the father being a non-believer.
Yeah.
Which is something you rarely see black
Yeah.
people doing. It's like we're always super Christian, you know what I mean? Which is not true in the real world.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting, and Leslie was really fantastic in that. Leslie Odom Jr. That's my friend. He's great.
He's so talented.
I know, he's very talented. He's nice too. But yeah, I mean, I just want to do like a very cool, beautiful ghost story with a black family, like a Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
sounds like it would make sense given what you just said about religious culture.
And people, but also like, and also like, if you set it up, like I had a friend at one point, and she was like, well, if you run off into the woods by yourself, you on your own. I'm not coming to get you. I'm not waiting for you. I'm like, you're not waiting for me. We've been friends 20 years. You're going to leave me in the woods? She's like, really? For real? I get out of the car and I start walking that way. You're going to drive away? For real? And she's like, fuck. No.
Yeah, like I want to see that conversation.
Oh, no, I wouldn't leave you. I'm like, I know you would. It's just a trope that we say about black people, that we wouldn't do this, but we would. You put a black family in Poltergeist.
Yeah, I was just going to
Do
say,
you know what I mean?
Poltergeist
And like,
feels
I'm
like a
sorry,
big
my
one.
child got sucked into the closet.
Mm-hmm. You're not good.
I'm not leaving. My child went into the house. The house.
We have to find
We
them.
have to find her. Now, maybe they send Robbie away. Maybe I'm going to send my little son away, go stay to Graham. But I'm not leaving my child
Yeah.
in another dimension with the portals in the closet.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of these ghost stories end up generally just being like a family drama. At the end of the day, there's just a supernatural element to it, but it's like, the father doesn't believe it, the father never believes it, but the mother's always believing it,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And kids are like, I see something in the closet. No, silly, there's no one in your closet.
Yeah.
And then a thing comes and takes your child.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or possesses your child, or haunts your house. You're going to
Yeah.
deal with it. We think we could just pick up and move, which is why I
Yeah.
like the James Wan movies, like Insidious. They're like, we're moving.
Yeah.
Cut to
then-
them in a new house.
And
And
it
it's
doesn't
the-
matter.
Cut to
Yeah.
little Tiny Tim in the corner, like,
Exactly.
yeah. They just followed you to the next house, which happens because they glom onto the family, or they
Yeah.
glom onto a person.
Yeah.
But they moved, and
Yeah.
I love that. They explored that reality that people
Yeah.
like just move, and they're like, okay, we did it.
Yeah, it's addressing the audience's like
Yeah.
it's preemptively being like, oh,
Preemptively,
yeah.
but when I watch all of these paranormal caught on camera, it's my favorite thing. Me and my brother watch that before bed because we're idiots.
Yeah.
Before going to sleep, we watch paranormal caught on camera. But people are like, I can't move. I don't have any money. All my money is in this house. I don't
Yeah.
have the money to move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Things like that. So they have to figure out how to live with a full-on poltergeist in their house who's flinging forks around. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do? It's like, I burned some sage and I had somebody come in, and now I just duck when the
Duck.
I just move out.
The horror comedy of that is like the interview scene. So how has it been? Well, I'm really good at dodging things.
When I'm
Yeah.
dodging things, I just to
Make
be
sure to stretch every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that criticism of why don't they just leave is always funny to me, because I see it a lot on comments about The Purge, where it's like, well, if they don't want to be at The Purge, why don't they just move out of the country? I'm like, that's such a massive thing to do.
Right.
Like,
It's just one day.
yeah, it's just like,
Of the year. It's just one day. Just invest in some shutters. So
Yeah.
it's
it's like, oh yeah, let me just uproot everything.
lock yourself in a
Like,
closet. I'll probably be like in a no window room. with a
Yeah.
bolt. Just we're camping out in this room tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With axes and knives and a gun. Whole family in this room.
Are you full utility belt, like prepared?
Full? Whatever.
Okay. I don't understand why she always makes such
What's
a big,
happening?
shaky entrance.
No, this is good. It's a good thing. Don't worry.
Is this good?
I think she
Yeah.
doesn't have to vibrate the entire room.
I like it.
Yeah, this is weird. Does this happen all the time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, just
I'm
wait.
just gonna go with it.
It's coming.
Okay, great.
It's a good experience though.
Okay. Where's it coming from?
Right there.
Oh my God.
So good to see
Tried
you
to warn you.
all.
Does she travel
Did
like
I
that?
scare you? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you travel like that all the time?
Yes, I'm going to enter all of your dreams soon. Yes,
Wow.
too. In a public
Yay.
scene.
That's a great thing.
I would
Yeah.
love that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too scary, actually.
No.
No.
I won't be scary. But hi.
Hi.
It's good to see
Good to
you.
see you. I'm a fan.
Oh my God. Well, likewise. We first met doing this podcast called Scripts Gone Wild. It's for charity. Have you guys ever been a part of that?
No.
But I've
No.
heard about it. Jenna
Yeah.
Canal also did it. It looks awesome.
We did it for a while, and I don't know
Yeah.
what's happened to it.
I don't know what's happened to it either. I would do it again, but yeah.
But we did the thing.
We did the thing
Oh,
Yeah.
during the
cool.
pandemic.
During the
Nice.
pandemic.
So it was via
Yeah.
Zoom.
yeah.
Mhm.
Via Zoom. That was fun. That really got us through a lot,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
did.
People had to find things to get them through
Yeah.
that.
I had done a
process.
Scripts
Yeah.
Gone Wild before the
Mhm.
pandemic in
Yeah.
person.
Uh-huh.
We did Poltergeist.
Right.
Oh, so
yeah.
fun.
Yes, and I was the mom.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Right.
was Freeling.
And
Yes.
and then lately we've been we're part of this group. We're
Yeah.
part of this.
They let me in. I don't know why.
Well, I think Diane Franklin said she wanted you to come in because you're such a horror fan.
Yeah.
And she knew you. How did she know you from?
We
Working
did a
together?
convention together.
Oh, okay. And you met her
We
there.
were next to each
Yeah.
other in this convention.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Great
you
way
know,
to meet friends.
Yeah, we're part of this
Yeah.
girls group. It's like actors and Catherine, you're part of it. It's very fluid. Like anybody can come in. And,
Yeah.
But it's just
Amazing.
a group of, it's not really a support group, but it is kind of
No, it
Is,
is.
is that what Chelsea went to?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was not the one that she and Chelsea were at, but I've been at the
Mhm.
other ones, and it's like it really is such an amazing community. For me, it really has helped. I think like my transition to LA because I just have this group of women that I can-
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I moved up north for a while, and I've been back in LA just over a year, and it's been so nice just to hang out with other people that are of my kind, and
Yeah.
actors and
Yeah.
actresses,
Yeah.
and we all
Weirdos.
understand each
Yeah,
other, and
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something nice about it. So thank you
Yeah.
for coming. To
Thanks
our
for
group.
letting me in it. I'm always like, hi. I'm just like the fangirl in the group.
Oh
I'm
my
always like, I'm
God.
always like, happy birthday, Barbara. Because I follow all the things. And I was
Yeah.
seeing this is somebody's birthday, so I'll just start the birthday brigade on this text thread that I can't believe I'm even
Oh,
in.
I know. Yes, we have a
thread.
text.
See, I'm not on the text thread.
Ooh, that's the next
There's-
level.
We're having
Yeah.
an issue with the
Yeah.
text thread because you can only have so many people
No,
on
but
it.
I feel like that text thread
Yeah.
is like such like iconic women, so iconic actresses.
Once you get the PhD,
I
and-
feel
and-
like I
Yeah.
don't have a big enough body of work to like be in that.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh my God. No.
I do.
I'm in awe of both of you. I know both of your work and
just like-
amazing.
Right. No,
Just-
it is like that.
I feel like I'm a voyeur or something. I'm just like,
I
It's
Well,
that
then-
imposter
then
syndrome.
You were
Yeah.
talking about the imposter syndrome. I mean, it is a little bit of that because none of us ever feel like we belong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ever,
Uh-huh.
right? We're always questioning ourselves.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
everybody feels like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I do too. Anyway, we're going to play a game.
You know what's a nightmare? Dehydration.
Yeah, you know what's an even worse nightmare? Plastic pollution.
That's why we love Liquid Death and their evil mission to murder your thirst and kill plastic pollution.
That's right. Their aluminum cans are as metal as they get. So pick some up today because we all need something refreshing to reach for when we wake up from a nightmare.
It's true. Cheers.
Sometimes we do Mad Libs, sometimes we do songs. And right now we're going to do sort of a game that's like from the Groundlings. Did you ever
So
try
zip, zap,
out
zop?
for the Groundlings?
No.
You know what?
No, I don't like to. I don't. No. I'm
Improv
not
wasn't
into
your
that.
thing? Okay.
I mean, improv. You learn improv in like the Julliard school,
Yeah.
but it's like it's not to be funny.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? The goal is not. You can be funny,
Yeah.
but the goal is not to be funny. The goal is just to kind of just keep going and
It's
trust
supposed to
your
keep
instincts.
going
And trust your instincts, but it's
Yeah.
not
Right.
necessarily to find the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
my gift.
Now,
No,
I've done years and
no.
years of improv.
Have
Barbara. I was like, I bet Barbara doesn't
Yeah.
know this. Yeah.
No,
I
UCB, not Groundlings, but
Okay.
yeah, like,
Very similar.
Really?
I love
Oh, you're gonna be
improv.
really
It's my
good at this
favorite.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took Groundlings 1 way back when I was like 21 or 22.
Mhm.
And you know, you have to go through different levels. And I really was trying hard. And you have to be asked to go to the next level.
Yeah.
They
Graduate.
didn't ask me.
No.
They didn't ask me.
They didn't want your
So
money?
I went through level 1, and it's like once a week
right?
for
It's a racket.
a little bit.
It's very expensive.
It's also
That's
really good
wild.
school.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will
anyway.
say my favorite strike T-shirt that I saw was "But can AI zip zap zop?" and I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I need that one.
Yeah, that's great.
It was a good one.
I really need that
It
one.
was a good one.
Okay, well, anyway, we're going to do like a groundlings exercise, improv, and I'm going to begin. And since
Warm
our
up.
podcast is about dreams and nightmares, I'll start with talking about a dream. So this is a dream we're having
And
Okay.
pass
collectively
Skelly Sam
together.
when you're ready
Yes,
to hand
exactly.
it off.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Skelly Sam. Okay.
Skelly Sam was the conch.
Yeah.
Skelly Sam. Or maybe I'll just rub his head or rub his belly for inspiration. So, okay. It was a dark and stormy night in the winter, and I put myself to bed, and then all of a sudden I woke up, but I didn't know if it was a dream or if it was real. My friends who came on the trip with me were sleeping in the other bedrooms. All of a sudden I heard a knock at the door downstairs. I walked downstairs, I opened the door, and there was a man with a suitcase.
And I said, "Can I help you?" And he said, "Is Barbara here?" And I said, "Who's asking?" And he said, "I am." "Well, who are you?" "I am the man with the suitcase." "What's in the suitcase?" "Are you Barbara?" "Only Barbara can know what's in the suitcase." So Barbara, me, says, "Well, maybe Barbara's here and I can maybe go get her. Can I find out what's in the suitcase?" Because Barbara, me being Barbara, doesn't want to commit to being Barbara because maybe the suitcase was bad. And then he said,
Well, I have to run a few tests to make sure I know that you are Barbara. And as Barbara myself, I also I also said, "Well, I understand. I think I can pass these tests." And so he said, "Okay, what is Barbara's favorite color?"
And as Barbara, I knew that the answer was red, but because I did not want this briefcase, I wanted to kind of pass it off to one of my friends. I said, green is Barbara's favorite color. And the man with the briefcase said, "That's not right." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I'm not Barbara. Barbara's in the other room, so let me go get her." And so, knowing that this could be a bad thing, I decided to get my least favorite friend who was sleeping in the other room, and I went and woke them up. I said, "Hey, Tracie, there's someone outside, but you have to be Barbara because
You have to be Barbara, Tracie, because Barbara is too scared." So the man still standing in the doorway said, "Can I come in already?" And then Tracie, who through osmosis had learned that she had to be Barbara, came downstairs from sleeping up in one of the rooms, came down and said, "I'm fucking Barbara. What the fuck do you want? I'm not messing with you. What the fuck is in your suitcase?" He opened the suitcase at that moment. He said, "All you have to do was tell me to open it, and I would." And inside the suitcase popped out a clown.
And Tracie, pretending to be Barbara, punched the clown in the face. And the clown said, "Ow, why did you do that? I'm a friendly clown." And I'm like, "Friendly clowns don't pop out of suitcases, motherfucker. What do you want?" And he said, "I'm a gift." I said, "Who is this gift from?"
And he said, "This gift is from Tracie."
To Tracie. From Tracie.
To Barbara.
Wait, from
But
Barbara.
I, as Tracie, pretending to be Barbara, knew that that was not true. Because I was Tracie. This gift is not from Tracie. It is from...
This gift is not from Tracie. It's from Catherine. And the man with the briefcase, visibly confused by what was going on and who was who, just demanded that the clown get back in the briefcase and said that, you know what, maybe we're going to go to the next house and hope that we have better luck finding the Barbara to whom this gift from Tracie, not Catherine, should go to. Clown, get back in the briefcase. And the clown said...
The clown said, this is only a dream. Barbara, go back to sleep. Walk upstairs. Lay down in your bed. And try to wake up. So Barbara did that. She went upstairs. The man was gone. The man with the briefcase was gone. And the clown. The door closed. Barbara went upstairs, laid down on her bed. And then in the morning, woke up and realized there was a knife in her chest and that she was dead. These are the dreams that our nightmares are made of. And that's the end of our story.
Oh my God.
I like how initially the premise was take the Skelly when you want to continue the story, but then it became popcorn improv, like popcorn.
Yeah, you take over.
Yeah.
I'm out of ideas here.
What is the deeper meaning behind this dream in which we're all each other?
Oh my God.
The grass is always greener on the other side. You always want someone
we
else's...
always think the other person has the better end of the deal, right?
Yeah.
We always look at other people's lives and think that must be better over there. Maybe.
Yeah, or someone else is more equipped than us to deal with a situation.
Yeah, like I can't take this.
I can't.
Pass it
Yeah,
off.
must pass along.
Must
Which
pass
also
along.
Yeah.
meta
Hot potato.
with the skeleton
yeah.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is like a performance art installation here.
It is.
On this show.
Anyway, that was fun.
It was
Thank
layers.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you guys.
Very layered.
Good to see you.
to
You
see
guys
you,
carry
Sabrina.
on.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, Jesus. Every time.
She just,
It's a very dramatic exit. She could just say bye and leave, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
I
okay.
heard
Wow.
she may or may not have also gone to Julliard.
yeah, that's acting right there. Act like you disappeared. That's
Yeah.
really
That's
skilled.
that's a double doctorate.
That's skills. Wow. Yeah, I don't. I didn't take that class. Wow.
Wow.
She was just here. Now
I
she's
know.
not.
But
She's
always
not
in our
there
hearts. You talked about how you shouldn't watch The Conjuring before bed. Is that because you frequently have nightmares?
I don't frequently have nightmares. The thing about me with movies and nightmares, if I watch a movie and I have nightmares about it, I get really excited about it. That's
Yeah.
weird. I'm like, nice. I wake up like, good for you.
Because are you saying that to the
Annabelle
movie?
comes
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you
Annabelle Comes
affected me.
Home
Yeah.
Mhm.
was a fun, scary movie.
Is that one that you actually had
Yeah.
a nightmare about?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the
You know,
dream?
Yeah, and the dream, when they put the coins, remember they went into that weird corridor and they all had the coins on their eyes?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a dream where everyone had coins in their eyes.
Okay.
And it was
Oh.
very scary. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I just saw this movie. My dreams are kind of lucid. You know what I mean? So if something gets
okay.
really crazy in my dream, I'm like, this is a dream.
Yeah, you have like that realization.
Oh.
Now, are they lucid enough to where you can then?
I can't
affect
control
things?
them.
Okay.
I mean, I want to
'Cause that's
control
the
them.
Next step.
Yeah, I can't and now I'll fly away. I
Mhm.
can't
That's
fly in my
amazing.
dreams.
Yeah,
I can't run in my dreams.
that's my problem.
We were
with-
just talking about this.
It's
yeah.
horrible. I'm
And
like,
you
oh
want
no,
to-
danger.
Yep, just stuck in place.
I've never.
You're stuck
I
in
can
place, you
always
run in place. I get like slow motion, like the
Mhm.
Bionic Woman back in the day. Remember she's like,
Yeah.
she's running slow, and I was always confused. I'm like, Mom,
Yeah.
why is she running slowly? And Mom was like, no, she's going really, really fast. I'm like, but I'm looking at her. She's going really slowly. She's going in slow motion. I don't get it. But yeah, I can't. It's like I'm in mud. I can't move. I'm like, no, I have to get away from danger. And I can't. The danger's moving at regular speed. I'm like, no.
I'll be like running, but for some reason I can't leave the scene. So I'm kind of just like running back and forth. I'm moving fast. I just had a dream. It was awful. It was like a mass shooting dream.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
it was really bad. But in like, I only have nightmares. That's part of, so James doesn't
You
remember
only have nightmares?
Yeah. So
you don't have nice dreams?
never. Maybe like one or two. And
Do
James
you
is the
always
opposite.
remember them?
He
I'm sorry,
doesn't-
this is not fascinating.
Oh,
No,
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 that's fine.
Go ahead,
I just often don't remember my dreams at all.
Yeah.
But
So that's like the juxtaposition of the two of us.
Yeah.
I only have nightmares. He often doesn't remember his dreams.
I'd rather be me.
I would too. I honestly, I don't
sounds-
sleep well.
Only have nightmares?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it's like-
only have nightmares.
It sounds like a curse you put on an enemy. You know, like
Yeah, I think it's how I when I've really thought about it for a long time, I think it's my body and my brain trying to process stress and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times there are things that could happen, likely wouldn't happen, and would probably even happen like something the next day. So say like I would have a nightmare that like, you know, we did the show and you were like, this woman, I hate her. I've always hated her. And you walked out kind of thing. Like things like that when like I'd be like, well, what did I do? You know, that kind of stuff. And I think it's my brain trying to like process the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If that makes sense,
prep
and prepare
yourself.
myself.
No,
It's like a
absolutely.
defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
That
is.
makes sense. Yeah.
I have really bad sleep patterns, and I'll just like
Me
wake
too.
up in the middle
Yeah.
of the night all the time and just kind of cold sweats the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I have like those performer nightmares, you know, where
Yeah.
you don't know your lines, you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
on stage, you're like, what play is this? You know, and the audience
Yeah.
is like looking at you, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
that's very common.
do you ever dream that you have another performance of a past show that you've done?
Yeah.
And it's
I
like
can't remember it. It's
Exactly,
From, like,
yeah.
whatever. I have those dreams.
the actor's equivalent to like being back in high school and like, oh, I didn't finish this test that I had to pass.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I also have a other performer dream where it's my cue. I'm backstage.
Yeah.
It's my cue, and I can't find the stage.
Oh.
And I'm like running
Like
around
Spinal
backstage.
Tap.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
like, where's the stage? And they're like, Tracie, it's your cue. And I'm like, it's my
That's like
goddamn whatever.
existential. Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm, like,
your
just
job.
running,
You can
trying
do
to-
it. It's your time. You just can't
You
find
just
it.
can't find it. I
Yeah.
can't find the
Yeah.
stage. Yeah.
That's
That's
wild.
weird. Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't have like I'm naked on stage. I don't have those dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever have any nightmares that aren't related to like entertainment? You know, like it sounds
Yeah.
like you have
Just like slasher being chased by
You
something.
have- Oh, okay.
oh, wow.
Yeah, I have those, but I don't
Being
have those
chased.
often.
okay.
But
Is
I
it-
do have like being chased. That's why I know I can't run.
Is it like a serial killer fictional one, or is it like a real someone who is like a real life?
It's a
person?
fictional.
It's just like
Yeah.
nebulous kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't even know what it is. It's
Mhm.
just something that's coming and I have to get away from it and I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, why fly in my dreams? Like, what's that? I've never flown in a dream.
No.
I feel like I've done it once, maybe. Like I've maybe had a
You
dream
have the sensation that you've
lucid
done it.
enough to be like, oh, let's try this, and then do it, and then
Yeah.
like as soon as that happens, you wake up. It's like, no.
I wish I could even get to that.
I
positive
try it
moment.
and I can't.
I
It's
mean,
like-
it was like 12 years ago.
Wish I could, and I'm so aware that I'm dreaming and I can't. And
Yeah.
the rules are, I'm like, wish I could fly right now,
Yeah.
That's amazing. I wish.
but I can't.
You're just
I-
a passenger.
I can't even
I
run.
wish I
Yeah.
knew they were dreams. Mine are the up. Like that sounds so fun to me. Like you'd be like, okay, like at least you're aware.
No, but you can't. You're trying to wake up, and I'm like, wake up. You have to wake
Yeah.
up now. This is getting very scary. You have to wake up now. And if you can't, you're like, oh God, you're stuck. Wait, have you waked up? Nope, still in it.
Yep.
See, mine I are so vivid. Sometimes I'm like, did that really happen? Did Tracie Thoms say she hated me? You know, or something like that.
Totally.
You know, like,
It happened.
Like, it happened. Good to know.
You
It's not.
imagine?
They're not dreams at all.
Yeah, not dream. This is actually
This
that
is
actually
reality.
happened. Yeah, this is happening right now. Oh no. Yeah. That's yours are very realistic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is, I have dreams like, I can't sleep. I'm like, I'm gonna be late. Oh, I'm gonna sleep through my alarm. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss my flight. Whatever.
Yeah.
I have those dreams where I can't get up. Whatever. And I have dreams about family members who've passed away, and they
Oh.
kind of but they're not the nice. They visit me in a dream. They tell
Yeah.
me they love me and they miss me.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
Or are they
very-
mad
People
at you?
talk about that.
No, they're just like my aunt died 2 years ago and it was very traumatic and awful.
Mhm.
She died unexpectedly. You know what I mean? She just kind of got sick. She came up to visit me,
Yeah.
got sick and died.
Oh my
Out here.
gosh.
Well,
visit me.
oh no, I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
in the hospital,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't feel
Oh my
good.
God.
It was terrible. It was fucking awful. But the dreams I have about her are she's just kind of smiling and
Mhm.
nodding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not like you
weird.
said, because people
Like this.
say
It's terrifying.
people say they're like, oh yeah, I had like a visit from, my dad passed away earlier this year, and like a week ago I had a dream where he just like appeared, and it was more like what you're describing, where it was just
they're kind of very like,
yeah, and like I ran in the dream. I was like, this is fucked
It didn't
up.
feel like your dad.
Yeah,
and I was aware, and I'm aware. I had 2 dreams of her, and she kind of does that, and I'm like, I'm aware that she's not supposed to be there in the dream. I'm aware that she's like,
that they're gone. Yeah,
she's not supposed to be here.
Yeah,
like one, she's in a car, she's like smiling in the car, and another one, she was walking down my hallway in my house. You know, so I would look out the door of my house, on my room, and she's walking this way.
Oof.
She's walking past my door straight.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And there's no straight. That's the end of the hallway.
Oh,
I just see her
geez.
walking like straight. She's like, just walking.
That's
straight.
terrifying. That's fucking
I was like,
terrifying. Dude. Yeah, like
Nope.
just you describing it, I'm having
It's
chills.
terrifying, right?
Yeah,
But she's not mean.
No.
She's not like scary.
but that's almost worse.
She's just like smiling and walking.
Yeah.
You know.
I do feel though, like we've been doing different things. Barbara would like the audience to participate in journaling, dream journaling, so that they can get. And I started writing down my dreams, and as we've been doing this, really thinking about this, and I really do think it's our body's defense. Like talk about like psychology, it's our body's way of processing things, whether it's guilt or whatever it is that we're feeling around something that happened. It's giving us like the badness of it, so that we can kind of, as a stress response, be able to work through it easier.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
It's like,
and it's like it's so eerie. Like mine are eerie.
Yeah.
I would, if it was something definitive, like she was scary, or she was like just walking around like normal, it would just be, but that's just so specifically weird.
I've also heard your brain will constantly put yourself in situations. If you go through any sort of like traumatic event, your brain will constantly put itself in similar situations because it's trying to fix it. Unconsciously, you are trying to fix it.
That
so
makes sense.
like maybe it's a similar thing with your dreams, or just like putting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, but
Yeah, it's very odd. But like those are like, those are good and like scary, scary. You know what I mean? But I have the regular like, I see a movie and it scares me, like, what's a good and scary movie?
What's
I
up?
just rewatched. I was like, I feel like this movie was very scary. I'm gonna rewatch it to see if it's very scary.
Yeah.
That damn Hell House.
Hell House LLC. I just rewatched that too a month
really
ago.
scary movie.
That clown.
I forgot about that.
That
I
clown.
looking
forgot
down the
about that.
stairs and then the clown's looking at him. One of the best scares ever.
I
It's
forgot
so
about
good.
that. I know.
That's
I
good
tend
and
to stay away
scary.
from clown movies.
Yeah.
Just like
Like that got me good because
Uh-huh.
I'm watching it alone at night, and I have all my my Halloween stuff is out.
Yeah.
And I have animatronics and stuff at my house.
Oh yeah, me too.
just
What animatronics do you have? Any?
So Spirit Halloween. I have
Okay.
no.
go
Which
through
one do you have?
I have last year's big thing, and I don't have the big skeleton.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
just got the big skeleton
I don't
last
have the
year.
big skeleton, but last year I got the big werewolf.
Oh, okay,
Ooh.
cool.
The big werewolf.
Cool.
I have from Spirit Halloween. I have the bog monster. It's like
Okay.
kind of does that.
Yeah.
I have this year. I bought the widow from Spirit Halloween. She's like crooked,
Ooh.
and she has dark hair. And she's like her face is like in a scream, and then her neck goes. Like
Oh,
that.
nice. That's
You know,
I
fun.
she
haven't seen that
screams.
one yet.
Her
That's
yeah, I
neck
haven't
goes
seen
amazing.
that either.
Yeah, I have a couple creepy kids.
Okay. I've got Sam from Trick or Treat and Krampus, so the Mike Doherty special there.
Oh yeah.
And then I got
you can keep Krampus up for Christmas.
I know exactly.
I know.
You can leave him there. I have Shorty the Killer Clown. With
Oh,
the
yeah.
boxing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I have a ghost face that'll pop out from behind a wall because of a sensor. That always we put that by the front door, and then we have our doorbell cam records people's like reactions.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
you
That's
should,
terrifying.
You should put it on the dead meat. Like,
You know, I
More
made
on this.
last year at our Halloween party. I did make a montage of everyone getting scared. I didn't want to put it online because
Just
like
so
no one
people on
consented to
blast.
that.
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
just for
Yeah.
internal enjoyment.
For yeah.
And then
Mine are like I have stairs go to my house, so I can't have anything too scary because I don't want people to fall
yeah,
down the stairs.
that's a
makes
liability.
You know, so I have like a step here. Like I
Mhm.
had I have a scarecrow
Oh,
who's
cool.
like things are getting mighty quiet around here. That's usually the time when something jumps out at you and it goes, "Roar," you know, like that.
Have you seen the Target one? It's like it's a jack-o'-lantern at certain Targets. It's really tall and like jack-o'-lantern scarecrow, and it says a bunch of different things. And one of them is, "I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Derek," or something.
I've heard of that actually. Someone was just telling me about that. Yeah.
Why does he say
My
that?
name is not Jack.
I have
all
this-
of y'all been wrong.
I have a pumpkin-headed guy, and I think he's called the root of all evil is his name. And,
Does he crawl?
no, he stands there and just like kind of wait. But if you stand there and listen to him for a while, there's like deep lore involved. He's like, now my children will spread and they will grow pumpkins and they will feast on your fear and therefore become strong. Like he says the word therefore, and I'm like, yo,
Who is the writer? Who made
Yeah.
who
They,
wrote for these-
yeah, I have this one like big like 10, 11 foot like it's like it moves really cool. It's like, oh, you know, it comes to life. It does it in 6 different languages actually.
Oh
You
wow!
can do different languages.
Do you have to choose it? Or
You
does it
choose a
just like,
language,
oh,
right?
It's an
And it's all like,
international
Yeah.
and-
you know, it's all about how the sins of my life are repeating in death. Is this how you are living? It's normal to be afraid, but it will not help you in the afterlife.
life coach animatronic.
It really is. It's like, oh my god.
I think we need to
Is
give-
that
I
how
think we
you
need
are
to-
living?
Yeah.
I
Let
think-
go of your regrets and fears.
Right. The darkness is coming. It is time for you to follow me. I mean, it's like,
I think we need to give you 2 animatronics to voice and
Yeah,
just
that'd
let
be
it.
amazing.
Just, maybe that's what we'll do next time we have you, because we have to wrap up. But before we finish, we do always ask our guests what their nightlight is, and then what we mean by that is all the things that are scary and terrifying and keep you up at night. What's the light that keeps you going? What's your nightlight?
It's very interesting because I can't night light. That's a good question.
It
It's
is,
very
yeah.
deep.
Yeah, it is. Like, what keeps you going in this hellhole of a world?
Yeah, Jesus.
That
What
we
makes
call-
you
We make
Get
you
up
all
in the
answer
morning.
this every time.
Yeah.
Everyone's all laughing. They're like, "Damn it, Catherine."
I'm like, my dog.
Yeah,
No.
that's a common answer. Yeah.
yeah, mine
My
too.
dog is pretty great. You know, his name is Jameson, and he's a puggle, and he's very cute, and he's
Mm-hmm.
10.
Puggle. Aw.
But like, yeah. So I mean, like, just sleep stuff is like, I can't sleep with a cracked door.
Uh-huh.
It has to be
Ooh.
closed.
Oh, the door has to be closed.
Oh.
So you don't have a cat then, right?
I had just got a kitten.
Oh, that kitten's gonna want to roam.
I know.
Yeah.
But the kitten is pretty much with my brother. My brother's like, that's your kitten.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's what I say now.
Yeah.
The kid is 3 months old. It's gonna be whatever. But yeah, I have to sleep with the door closed. A cracked door terrifies me.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
relate to your dream.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
walking by
A
the
cracked
door.
door terrifies me. And I'm like, if you're gonna be freaky or doing something in my house or ghost walking around, do it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Mhm.
You know, my house is built in 1929.
Oh, wow.
So it's very ghosty.
Yeah.
Apparently for other people, and I'm like, I'm not sensitive to it. I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so I make deals
Yeah.
with my ghosts. I'm like, I know we're
Oh.
watching paranormal stuff on TV because it's interesting, but
That's
don't get
not
any
an
ideas.
invitation. Yeah.
And they
that
go,
you are
okay,
not
okay, writing it
this
down.
is let's be very clear boundaries. Y'all be over there.
They're like, we're cool.
We're gonna be over here. I don't
Yeah.
want to see you, hear you, sense you, smell you. Don't scare me, because I will move. I know y'all like us because we're fun. You know what I mean? So I literally have to do it. You know, if I start to get scared at something,
Mm-hmm.
or I see something that's kind of like, okay, all right, that was getting scary. All right, no ideas. I don't play with Ouija boards. Don't bring a Ouija board in my
Okay.
house.
Good.
Do you know what I mean? I mean,
Mhm.
we've had some pendulums in my house, but I'm like, okay, but even still, that's a little bit too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So you don't
Um,
need a nightlight. You're just like, fair warning.
Fair warning, don't scare me. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in like the veil being, I don't want to communicate. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't. Y'all do your thing.
Keep
I
that
know
veil
you're
down.
there.
Mhm.
I'm acknowledging your
close.
existence, but
Blinds
y'all be over there. But I have to sleep in complete darkness, though.
Oh.
I don't like the dark. Scares me. I have to have lights on like in every room in my house, like a little lamp or something. But when I go to sleep, it has to be complete darkness. I sleep with an eye mask
Sleep
on.
mask. Yeah.
So it's also like, even if you're in my face,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You'll be
won't
right
see
here.
you.
Whatever.
I have a mask on. But I can't sleep in silence. It has to be
Oh.
dark, but sound
Do you
machine.
do like sound machine, rain
Yeah.
sound, white
Yeah.
noise?
Rain.
Yeah, we do rain sounds too.
Yeah. If it goes off, I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Like silence wakes me up. It's very weird.
Huh. Well, we have to end the
Okay.
episode, and so I'm sorry
It's
to
over.
end it on silence. Maybe we'll end it with a rain.
Oh, yeah, let's,
rain sound.
Just a little bit more
On the way
post work. Just add that. Yep. All right. Thank you.
But thank you so much for joining us.
Of
This
course,
was such
thanks
a
for having me.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Where
Keep
can
hitting this
where
down,
can the
sorry.
people of the internet find out more of you?
The
Where
people of the
where
internet
can they-
People of the internet.
can find me on Instagram. I'm at Tracie Thoms on Instagram. On X.
Oh, you're committing to it? You're
No.
saying it?
I hate it. I say Twitter, but I'm trying to be hip.
Oh, I don't think X is hip.
I still-
Okay, on Twitter, I'm at Tracie Thoms on Twitter.
He just called you out.
I'm
know.
just saying.
I don't. that's the first time I've actually said it out loud.
Yeah,
On
it
the
feels dirty,
X,
doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
okay, you
I
can
don't like
experiment.
it.
That's why I couldn't say it even with a straight face. I'm at Tracie Thoms on X as well. Facebook is not. I don't really.
Yeah.
Facebook is for my friends in
That's
high
personal.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a fan page in there, but don't go there looking for me. 'Cause you will not find me. But you'll find me most on Instagram.
Well, thank you. This has been so incredible. This has been another amazing episode of Scream Dreams. If you liked it, please give us 5 stars, share it with your friends, hit the ding button.
Smash that bell.
Smash what?
Smash it.
Smash that like button.
Smash like button, subscribe. Please write into us. Let us know if you have any insight as to why Tracie has the dreams that she does. If you have similar dreams, we'd love to hear about it.
Yes, please psychoanalyze our guests. Let's hear it.
Let me know what's wrong with
Let's
me,
hear it.
please. I need to know.
Fix her.
Fix me. Please. Thank you.
Until next time, I'm Catherine
And I'm
Corcoran.
James. Hey, Janisse.
And this is Scream Dreams.
Keep the nightlight on.
Almost.